hair done, and then they're like, they turn around, they see the hair done, they're like wanting to cry because they're like, oh my gosh, I did not know my natural hair could do this. So I definitely love seeing how I can put that smile on our face. That's my biggest thing.
I love that. I love that. Yes, put that smile on our
I
face.
know in the Black community, we look forward to getting our hair done. We look forward to, because it is therapeutic. It is
Yes,
just to be
very.
able to release and just talk about your day. So it's wonderful that you have, your experience. And you're expert in both. So, and I know you mentioned some things about being a hair doctor, especially with us in our hair and all of the different things that we go through, like alopecia, like dandruff and stuff like that. How important is it for us to know and understand how to properly take care of our hair?
I would say it's very important because some of us don't even know what to do with our hair. Soon as they take it out of, braids or protective styles or anything that they have, they're like, what should I do? I don't know what to do. Some people will tell me that they don't even know when the last time they got a trim. I feel like everybody should know the last time you got a trim, or the last time you had a treatment, or what is your stylist putting in your hair. You should be very in depth with that. This is your crown. You have to protect it by all costs, and you don't want to grow old and then be like, oh, I don't have any hair. My hair, I'm bald. Especially us females, like our hair, that's the first thing somebody sees. When they look at you and they're judging you, they're like, oh, her hair,
Our
you
crown.
know, it's your crown. So you definitely have to take that in consideration and be very, very serious about it. Just like your teeth, just like anything else. It should be, one of your number one priorities.
I like that. Correct your crown. Gotta correct your
Yes.
crown. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, Maya, it has been amazing having you here, learning about the services you offer and how you just kind of let people go on a journey on their hair with you. That's beautiful. Tell us one more time how we
Yes.
can get in contact with you.
Yes, you guys can get in contact with me on Instagram. It's M as in Mary, D as in dog, C as in cat, creations with a Z at the end, nailed, Nailed.
All right, wonderful. MD Creations nailed, located in Alexandria, Virginia. Gonna get your crown
Yes.
right, y'all.
Yes. Get your crown right and protect your spirit and protect your energy.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Maya. And we're gonna see you next time. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for you guys having me.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Wow, I'm just look.
I
And
love we are sensitive about our hair, and we go through so many things with our hair regarding just stress, just a lack of knowledge about how to properly take care of our hair, whether we actually have some medical conditions. So it's very important that we have stylists who are knowledgeable and who know how to properly manage taking our hair and also provide knowledge, and especially that she's using natural products. I love it.
yes, like we have to care, teach you how to care about your hair. Like, I mean, I can tell you when I was growing up, like I begged my mom for a perm. I said, Mom, please give me a perm. Everyone else has straight hair. I want it. I need it.
Right.
And let me tell you about how 6 months later had grown that perm out. It did not last.
We all had them perms, girl. We all had them
You
perms.
know what they call it, creamy crack.
The
That's
creamy
what they call it.
crack.
Look,
girl.
and no knock to folks who like it, because you know what? Look, how you want to take care of your hair is how you should take care of your hair, but it should be a choice and an informed choice, right?
Yeah, exactly. You should know, because we all want, how we do. We change our styles up all the time. So but you just need to know how to I know, right? Properly manage it. So that was wonderful. That was wonderful. So we are going to go into our next guest. Hey, Reggie.
What's going on, Major? How you doing?
Good.
How
How
you doing?
are you? How are you? So we have Reggie here with Mr. Wilson Media. So I'm going to give you the floor to just give us a little bit of information about your business.
My business. How you doing? How you pronounce your name? Is it Saisha?
Shaisha.
Shaisha. I'm sorry, I was way off.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Hooked on phonics. It's good.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I have a media-based company. I started off with photography, then I branched over to videography. Now I'm trying to get into a little bit of film. Um, it just kind of took off on its own. I do photography for weddings, special events, uh, graduations, and that sort of thing. You know, I started off doing like baby showers, stuff like that. You know, people was like, "Oh, you got a camera? Can you come do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can come do it." You know, because I mean, I just looked at it as practice, so
Right.
it just gave me tons of practice and just working with lighting and things like that, getting started before I moved on to like the bigger stuff.
So I know you started with just, family saying, "Hey, come help us out, come hook us up." But when did you know that this was something that you really wanted to do and you were really interested in?
When I got into the career field of forensics, I do crime scene investigations. So they taught us how to use cameras. So my manager used to always say, "Hey, take your camera home, go practice with it, take it on vacation with you, practice with it." And I was like the only one doing it.
Mhm.
And a cool little backstory there, like I didn't know, like my mom used to work in Secret Service, and I didn't know that she was into photography, like coming up. And so she told me, she said, "Man, that was wild that you got into it because I used to go to the crime scene unit at Secret Service and check out a camera every weekend, and that's how you got all your baby pictures." And so
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
was like, "Wow, that's crazy." And then my brother, before he had passed, he had got into photography. So I just kind of just want to take it to another level. I want to. It
Look.
seemed like it seemed like it's floating.
It's all in the family. Okay, I see you. That's really influence.
Let me see if talk for hold on, Reggie. We can't hear you. Did we lose sound for you?
Alrighty.
No, we can't hear you.
While Reddy's getting that together, let's talk a little bit more about excuse me, how wonderfully impactful he is. Like
Yeah.
we see some of these images coming up. Like there's some beautiful photos.
We are going to show while he's getting that together. We are going to show some of his beautiful images.
Yes. All right.
But I want him to be able to explain it. So we'll come back and we'll have.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
one-
perfect. Yep, you're back.
Yeah, I had to just go through the computer because
Okay.
this headset was being difficult. But
So while we're going through some of your pictures, just explain some of the images that we're seeing here.
the first one that you all had put up was a young lady by the name of Verde. I met her through one of my old coworkers. Her daughter needed some pictures, and she was one of the ones affected by the pandemic. She graduated high school in 2020.
Mhm.
She never got to have a prom or anything like that. And me personally, I kind of graduations to me are big, proms to me are big because I didn't get to do prom for one.
Okay.
So we just didn't have it. And graduations, like I didn't have any pictures from my high school graduation, like at all. So it's like for me, I want to capture those special moments. That's something that is fueled by me because I feel like I connect on a personal level, like I never had it. So she wanted to do like a prom, like a fake prom.
Okay.
And so we had a backdrop with some flowers, and this one, I just got kind of creative with the lighting, and I just freestyle, and she just kept moving, so I just kept shooting. So
yeah, because her eyes are just piercing. As I'm looking at this, I'm like, her eyes are just piercing me through this photo. So wonderful.
yeah, she's very photogenic. I just got through doing another shoot. They wanted to run it back, so we had to get some more images.
All right. Well, next up. How about the next one?
This one, I was hired by a company called All About It. My man Dre, and his wife, they hired me to come shoot for them for this realtor. She was a realtor. They needed a photographer, so I came and everything just flowed. She needed some images. She's a high-end realtor. She does like the stuff that I can't afford.
Hey, look, we aspiring to. We working our way up there.
Hey,
right?
we're gonna get there, but right now Nah, God ain't opened that door yet. So, but she does like high end realty, and she wanted some good shots. So they brought me in because they knew I could, get some pictures for them, and they're talking about bringing me back for some more jobs because they're expanding their company. And this is one thing I learned, just being an entrepreneur, man. Like, you can't do everything. Like, at some point you got to reach out to somebody that that can do X, Y, and Z. And it's no different with photography. When you're on the set, somebody's in charge of audio, somebody's in charge of lighting, somebody's in charge of, operating the camera. So, I'm just all about just working with people in team environments and getting jobs done. That one, she is a like motivational speaker, and she wanted some images. So we went downtown and, I said, I've been wanting to shoot here for years. Because for me, the business kind of took off kind of quick because I didn't know I would be shooting like for universities and helping out with like campaigns and things like that. So I had been eyeing this spot since like 2015. I worked in the office building downtown, and I wasn't even into photography then. But when I got into it, I was like, man, I want to shoot here because there's a bunch of high end businesses and things like that around there. And
You
she
find
was
it,
nervous.
you find that a lot of your clients let you, be creative when you're shooting.
They do, but what I like to do, I'm like, we are in a media driven like era. So like everybody got a camera on their phone. And so like what I do, I'm like, so take pictures like you taking on your phone. Pretend like I'm not here. That you just don't have to hold your phone up. And that's like a little icebreaker that I do, and it works out. So because I'll be like, nah, I seen your Facebook pictures. You be doing all this. I'm like, I need all that. I need all that energy. So, it works out. But yeah, they let me flow a little bit, but I like to get them in it too, to bring them in on it. So it looks natural for them. Because you can pose people all day, but if it don't look natural, it ain't gonna look right. So this one right here was actually one of my first like shoots, like outdoor at the sunset. And she's an
Gorgeous.
actress.
Mhm.
And I met her through another group called the Collective here in DC. They do like a bunch of street art. They have a bunch of murals up around the city. And she's an actress. She's been on some couple screens doing some work. And she was like, let's just meet up at the National Harbor and get some pictures. I was like, okay, cool. Because I was still trying to stack up my portfolio. And, honestly, I surprised myself. Like, just the way the sunset came, and it was just a beautiful evening, beautiful sunset.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look, I'm about to hire you. I want to look cute too.
Well,
Now, I appreciate that. I got you.
I would say I have had the pleasure of shooting with Reggie, and it was an amazing experience. Not only were you just personable, but you were patient, and you were. I felt very comfortable, taking photos with you, and you were very knowledgeable. So, on what angles, what poses, what works, what environment to be in. So, I knew that the photos that you were going to show would look amazing because I've had a wonderful experience working with you.
Now, I appreciate that. I appreciate that plug in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good look.
Yeah.
All that came through trial and error.
Mm.
Y'all, like, I mean, from my very first photo shoot to now, like, man, it was just trial and error. Like, I'm like, oh, I didn't know this, but just I saw something on Instagram. Reels are everywhere. I saw something. Motivational speaker was like, practice makes what? It was like perfect. He was like wrong. He was like, practice makes improvement.
Mm.
And so like I've just been doing a bunch of practicing, like since I've started, and it's just been getting better and better. This picture right here is of a young lady. I used to teach Sunday school for her, and she went off to NC North Carolina A&T, and she just graduated like a month ago. Um, and she's actually going into the field of forensics as well. And so I was like, yeah, I gotta come get that. So I drove down to Greensboro on my only day off, um, and we did a turn and burn. But I left at 2 in the morning, got back at 2 in the morning. But it was worth it, just to see her happy that she got some good pictures, and she's like a little sister to me. So Yeah, that
Wonderful.
worked out too.
Wonderful. So I know you're influenced by day and you're doing and by night a lot of times. you're, you're
Hey,
doing
yeah,
know the
I'm out there. Yeah.
I know the life. So, how do you would you say your journey in entrepreneurship has been so far? And what have you learned through this experience?
It's been a blessing. Like, like, me doing this has been probably the best thing I could have did for myself because I've always been into the arts. Like, so like people see me first thing, Shaisha, when I get your shoe, first thing be like, man, he's huge. Like he's tall, he's 6'3". Why ain't you play sports? Like everybody always asks me that. And I went to 12 different schools before I graduated high school. I moved like every year.
Mm.
So it was one of them things to where only thing I really had was music. I clung to music because I could take that anywhere.
Mhm.
And so, it's been a blessing to be able to, I've always wanted to get back to expressing myself artistically. And this has given me an opportunity to do that. So instead of music, it's visual now,
Mm.
but it's still art. And you know, I was talking to Kamidra about, I had to move some people out of my life, and and that sort of thing. And because I had a vision that God gave me, like they couldn't get with it because He didn't give it to them; He gave it to me.
Mm.
So I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't even know everything I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to do this, and it's one of the things where if you just take that first step, oftentimes He'll do the rest. Like, and so that's just one of my biggest like learning is like don't suppress me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a vision for something, pursue it. It's a
Yeah.
reason why you're seeing it. And now that I've taken this venture, like, yeah, I'm about to open something else up. I'm about to, because I got other visions now. It's branched off into other things and it's grown. So it's just been a huge blessing, and it's allowed me to get back to me. It's allowed me to get back to expressing myself in an artistic way, especially when I do videography, because I can put music in with it, and because I've been in music, my videos be jumping because it's like I know how to sequence it with the music, with the timing, and you know, people are like, man, how did you do that? I'm like, and people use it. I'm like, I don't know. It's just something that I put that video clip there and it did it on its own and it just worked out. Like, because people are like, man, like, how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. Like, if you want to answer, I don't know. Like, it's just something that I get locked in and I just flow with it and it just works out. Like, so, but yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been a lot. It's allowed me to get back to expressing myself artistically in the career field that we're in. Photography initially began as just like therapy. Like it gave me a way to get away from all that. Like I was just taking landscape photos then, just photos of buildings, photos of sunsets, photos of sunrises. I would go to the beach and I had got a drone and I just threw together a video and people was like, yeah, you probably should keep pursuing this. And
Mm.
that's just what I did and it worked out.
Yeah.
Love
That's
it.
encouraging. That's encouraging. Borrow the belief that other people have in you. That like Michelle was saying, right?
Right. And again, we've had conversations and sometimes we all have to remove some things so that we can make room for ourselves to grow, so it's important. And I'm glad to see that your business is flourishing, and
Yeah.
it's been improving. So one question I have, is how do you feel like your business particularly is like relevant for the Black community?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, aside from being a Black man with a small Black business, you know, I've been able to work with several small Black businesses as well. So,
Mm.
all of us, we have our own vision, we have our own thing that we see ourselves doing. And I'm able to provide other people who look like me from places like me the ability to see themselves visually on like a website. I've helped people build websites. I didn't build it, I just gave them pictures and videos, but they put it on the website. So yeah, I can't do all that coding, and that's not me. You know, but just being able to help them, you know, because a lot of times, I've given out like a lot of free work, and it's crazy. Like as I gave out free work, I got actual work back, and so just being able to service people who didn't really have the money, like truly didn't have the money, it was able to multiply for them, and it overflowed over to me, and so I've been able to help with that. I have people who are trying to get into photography, and I'm like, yeah, just pull up. Like a lot of times people are like real just protective of information. Me personally, I had a good mentor, and I didn't get that when I was trying to get into it. So I can't do that for someone else. I have to pay it forward and just pass along what I know, because you can't take it with you. You know what I'm saying? So I've had family reach out that I've been thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, come on. If you want to do it, let's go.
Well, what is one thing that you would say for someone who is looking into photography and wants to, don't know where to start? What is, and some advice that you can give them just to, get their foot in the door and give them that motivation to at least start?
So like one thing I did that really helped me out was YouTube University. Like
Yeah.
everything is on YouTube. They might not tell you exactly how to do everything, like every step, but if you practice, you can kind of put the pieces together. So I say YouTube University was probably one of my greatest assets, because when people were asleep or people were busy, or I couldn't get the answer I wanted, I just go on YouTube and I began following like different pages of different photographers in different areas across the country, and you just get to see what other people are doing in other areas. So YouTube University. I don't care if you're trying to cook, sew clothing, sell clothing. Like, because I was looking at T-shirts and stuff. There's people all online just expressing like trials and errors they had opening their businesses and running their businesses. But yeah, definitely YouTube. That's one of my greatest assets I had early on.
Hey, we've been saying the more you know, the more you grow. That's been our motto for tonight.
For sure.
So it's good to see that is true. Like you got to learn somewhere. You got to find that knowledge. You got to, and just try to hone in and perfect your craft, because it's only gonna get you. You're only gonna get as much out of it as you put into it. So
yeah, and asking people, hey, can I take your picture? Like people, that if they just graduated or something, or if they just got married. Like, I know you got your wedding pictures, but can I take some more of you? Type thing. Yeah. I mean, I remember during the pandemic, I went down to Georgia. My job was like, "Oh, you can't go." I was like, "This is my only sister. You out your head if you think I was gonna be at her wedding." And so I showed up, and that was my first wedding, my sister.
Yeah.
And she didn't know I was coming, so she was crying and stuff. I was like, "Yes, sir. That's what I wanted." So
get all those shots of the tears, the wet face.
Yeah. So she was my first unofficial wedding client, and just give, man, because when you pour out in the universe, it's gonna come back. So God gonna bless you.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Well, we are about to wrap it up in a sec, but is there anything else that you would like to share? Or let's first of all tell people how they can reach you. Let's
So I got a website coming, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like Kevin Hart. I got a bit checking in the savings. It takes 2 business days, but I have a website coming. But for the meantime, between time, you can get me on Instagram at Mr. Wilson Media. Spell Mr. out like on my screen, MISTER Wilson Media. And on Facebook, it's the same thing. But you got to put spaces in between Mr. Wilson and Media. But that's how you can get me for right now. My email address is also mrwilsonmedia@gmail.com. And yeah, if you need to get me, hit up Shaisha or Kamisha. They'll get me.
We would definitely give information.
Call us the plug. We're going to plug you in.
Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. And thank y'all, man. I appreciate it. Like, this was like, honestly, this is like the coolest thing to me, because I didn't think I was gonna be doing no interviews, man. I was just gonna take a couple pictures, man. Like, but no, I appreciate y'all.
No, we appreciate you, and again, we want to showcase your talent because you are very talented. Again, I've had the pleasure of.
You already show your picture. I sent your picture too.
Oh, they show my picture. It's okay. It's all right. They'll see it coming on, but no, I'll definitely. Once I post my pictures, I will definitely tag you on them, because again, you guys, it was definitely a pleasure working with Reggie. So if you are interested, you know how to reach him. If you can't, reach us and we'll tell you how to reach him. So
yeah, I got you. Thank you.
Thank
you, ladies. Y'all have a good one.
You too. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Wow. Okay. So that was inspirational too.
Yeah, Reggie has a great story, and again, he's very very talented. I've had the pleasure of working with him, so I know his talent. And if you're looking, we have it's a lot of photographers out here, but something that I know we didn't grasp on or hone in on that makes him unique is his patience. He's very patient. He's very creative, and makes you feel very comfortable because all of us, some people don't like being in the camera. Some people don't like taking pictures, but we all, need them for things that we're trying to do. So it's important. And again, like he said, when you give, you get. When you give from your heart, you blessings start to come to you. So definitely was wonderful and inspiring hearing his story. So, but I think we are on to the next girl.
Yes. On to the next on to the next one.
But it's been a great evening. Like, I really feel good. I feel like everybody has really provided just some gems tonight. Like, just some gems tonight. So I hope that all of the people that are listening, whether you're an entrepreneur yourself, whether you have a friend or a family member who's an entrepreneur, definitely share with them this information, because again, we all have to start somewhere. So it's important to know where people started from, know where they're going, because now we can see where they're headed. So definitely have been enjoying the guests that we've had tonight.
Definitely. All right, so let's go ahead and bring our next guest in. All right, so we have Lorenzo Waters of Footwork and Fitness. Hey, Lorenzo, what's up? Oh, you're muted, honey.
What are you guys? You think you got to unmute yourself, so we can hear you.
Yeah,
There we
go.
It's like I have it every time I get on the webinar screen. I gotta mute myself. But thank you for having me.
Well, of course, it's all good. So, Lorenzo, please give us a little bit of a description of your business. What do you do? What's Footwork and Fitness?
So, Footwork and Fitness is a dual component personal training business designed to help young athletes develop various skills and training as far as particular skills, if it's football or track or whatever the case may be, just honing in on those very particular aspects of technical skills training. But then also it caters to the everyday person, just being able to overcome certain barriers and push past some of those performance plateaus.
All right. So I call you for my first 5K.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right, I got you. And where are you located? Just so folks know how they can get to you.
So primarily my business has been located in mainly Fort Washington and Landover, but it's been less of a brick and mortar type of structure. But I've been based all through PG County, and even as recently as say a month ago, have expanded as far as Centerville, Maryland, which is over the Bay Bridge. So we span pretty far, and one of the reasons I wanted to do that, just to kind of be honest, is I already know how hard it is to motivate yourself to get to the gym, like after you finish working 9 to 5. So, I didn't want to put people in that position where it's like, okay, now I got a gym, so now you got to come to me, after you've been working all day and after you're tired and exhausted. I just wanted to provide an avenue for people to have the flexibility to have the gym more or less come to them. And I kind of get into that as I go, but that was kind of my thought process behind it, because everything now is accessible from being behind your computer. So the idea of having a gym is there, but at the same time, it's like you want to be able to bring the gym to people or bring that type of training to people. So that's kind of what the structure of my business has been.
As a person who was recently getting back into the gym and really just starting to like it a little bit, look, I understand, because it's hard to get there. It's hard to get there.
It can be
YouTube's
hard.
not enough. YouTube doesn't motivate me. YouTube's not going to tell me to squat deeper. All right. So you started, it's a dual component business. Excuse me. How long have you been in business?
So I've been in business since 2016. So my business was officially created September 19, 2016, but I've been doing personal training. I like to say all my life. I mean, I've been in sports, I've been doing training, I've been, working out my whole life. So it's really something that's been ingrained in me. But, we've been standing since 2016, and, it's been a journey. I mean, y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all know as entrepreneurs, you know, not all the lights are greens, plenty of red lights, but we've been rolling, and just more so recently, we picked up a little bit. So, you know, I'm just happy to see the way that it's going and the way that it's grown so far.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. So you said you've basically been a personal trainer your whole life. So what made you decide to make the transition to becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, there are a few things. One, I like being in charge, so I don't want to work for nobody. That's like my goal is freedom. Like I want to be free, and I want to do something that I enjoy doing.
Mhm.
And I enjoy seeing people reach their goals, you know, whatever that looks like. And then for me, that's, you know, personal training. So just trying to find a creative way to have an impact on my community. Like a lot of people don't really have access to, um, you know, being close to a gym, or maybe you don't have a car, you can't get to the gym, or maybe you just don't know what to do, or maybe you can't afford a train, you know, things like that. So, being an entrepreneur really gave me the creative latitude to be able to kind of instrumentally build that program up to cater to people who may or may not have that type of access.
Hey, look, we're all about connection, all about making sure people have the resources they need. So I definitely support that. And okay, so we know that you've been a personal trainer your whole life. We know why you got into being an entrepreneur. So what exactly helped you commit to personal training in sports? What was that? How did you get there?
Well, the transition was easy. I've been, like I said, I've been playing sports my whole life, primarily football. Like that was my like bread and butter. That's what I ate and slept and woke up to, every day. So it was more or less easy for me. Just choosing personal training and being in that field. And I try to say personal training because as soon as you say personal training, you have this vision in your mind. It's just like a coach standing over you, just telling you, deeper, you know what I'm saying? Like get down in the squat, or, 5 more reps, but it's not really like that. Like my business is structured a little bit different. And that I, not only am I coaching you or instructing you through the exercises or whatever the case may be, if you're an athlete, maybe it's a drill, or maybe it's, something like I'm teaching you how to run a 40-yard dash. For those who aren't familiar, it's just like it's a test that you do to evaluate for schools and et cetera, to evaluate how fast you are. I would coach the athlete through that. So it's not only that, but the light goes off for me when I get to see my clients, learn themselves and be able to train themselves. So that's just one of those things that really spoke to me. And also like, this is the way I want to go, because this can help this person, not only for the right now, but long term, So I didn't want to make it something where you're dependent on me, but I give you the tools to be able to take care of yourself for sure in the long term.
I appreciate that. What do they say? Teach a person to fish, right? Okay. So, this is Shop Black Enterprise. This is Shop Black Enterprise Showcase. So talk to us a little bit about how your business is particularly relevant for the Black community.
Well, being in PG County, I think we're primarily Black.
Strong start.
I would have had a percentage for you because I actually went to school for urban planning, and I should know this. And I had a case study on PG County specifically, but this was a little bit ago. So I just, like I said before, like a lot of people don't have access, and that includes PG County, even though it's known as, one of the wealthiest Black counties in the country. Just being able to, like I said, teach and grow the community in different and creative ways. Like, a lot of people and a lot of athletes just think that, I'm not saying athletes, but a lot of kids believe that, either being an athlete or maybe a doctor or a lawyer are the only ways to go. But, being able to leverage your skill set and be able to give back, find creative ways to give back. And maybe you could teach somebody down the road on, how to take care of themselves, and you can see trends that people are going down, you might be able to assist them. So it's really a lot bigger than I can really put into words, but so far it's just been just bringing an awareness, and I think that health is often undervalued and under addressed in our community. So just kind of bringing that to the forefront is going to help, that upward mobility for, those underserved communities. And also, if you can't sustain your own health, you're not really good to anybody else. So being able to focus on your own personal health, and then ultimately being able to get into whatever field that is for you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're into hair, you know, you can't take care of anybody's hair if you constantly, you know, have to take care of your own self, and you don't have the time because you're stressed out, and you're always tired because you're not living a healthy lifestyle. So that was a terrible example, but you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be able to take care of yourself before you can, you know, ultimately get down the road and start to help some other people.
That's real. That's real. You know, like put your own mask on, right, before you can do anything for
Pretty much,
anybody else.
There's a scripture too. My mother's probably spitting it out her mouth right now. She knows all up the top of her head, but yeah, it's to that effect.
That's all good. That's all good. All right. So talk to us a little bit about how, you know, you kind of define success in your business. I know you talked a little bit about how it's impacting the community, but how do you define success? What does that mean to you?
Oh, man, because success can look like anything for anybody. And, you know, one of my slogans that I was using early on was just finding your fit, you know, because fit for me may not be fit for you. Fit for you might just be like, oh, I lost 5 pounds. I'm good. I'm feeling energetic. I'm alive. I can do it, you know, and that's success right there.
That's me.
They set these over ambitious goals, and there's nothing wrong with having ambitious goals, but you know, just being able to acknowledge the success and the trend that you're on, you know, is definitely the motivation and helps that steamrolling process for you get to those long goals. Just being able to acknowledge some of the shorter ones. And for me, it looks different. You know, every day it looks different. I can have a client to say, "Hey, Coach Zoe, you know, you really helped me with my 40 time." Matter of fact, I was coaching this kid out in Centerville. There's farmlands out there. I was coaching this kid out in Centerville, and we were going through some drills. He's an old lineman, he's a bigger dude, and then you know, he kind of stopped me in the middle of one of the drills. It was unrelated. He's like, you know, Coach, I just really want to thank you. You know, you got my 40 time down by, you know, 0.3 of a second. You know, for the average person, like 0.3 of a second, that's not a big deal. But in football, that's a huge deal. That's an absolutely huge deal. And because of that, you know, that might open doors for him down the road because colleges can see, you know, how fast he can run at the size that he is. And it's just like, you know, wow, that I'm really, and that is just like reinforced, and I'm really here for a reason. You know, it's not just about us being out there, but we're really out there for a purpose. And the same thing, I got a review from a client who I've been training for a few weeks, and she said, hey, you know, I know I complain all the time throughout the workout, but I'm down 2 inches. So, you know, thank you. You know, and so success looks different, you know, and it's all about, for me, it's all about just knowing that I'm having an impact on somebody's life. You know, anytime that I feel like I'm having an impact on somebody's life, a positive impact on somebody's life, then I feel like, you know, I'm on the right track for sure.
2 inches in a few weeks. I'm gonna have to call you to impact my life.
Right.
Are you ready to work?
All right. Well, Lorenzo, can you let us know how people can get in contact with you, how they can connect with your business?
Yes. My Instagram is Footwork and Fitness. So it's just spelled out. I don't know if Instagram even allows the ampersand signs, but it's just Footwork and Fitness. Where you can reach me at footworkandfitness@gmail.com. Yeah, just reach out, give me a call. Let me know when you're ready to get started and start winning.
All right. Okay. Y'all heard him. Get ready to start winning. Call Lorenzo, Footwork and Fitness. Thank you so much for your time, Lorenzo. We'll catch you next time.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta get in the I'm calling Lorenzo, y'all. That workout in. He come to you. Come on now.
Yes, look.
Yes.
That's better than YouTube. He could almost make us do squats for you.
No, for real, because I think that's important. Like you said, a lot of times, you know, it's time. We have a long day at work, you know, people got different responsibilities and things like that. So making it easily accessible for us, you know, that's important. That's important. He done found, you know, his niche, because that's important. But all right, you guys, we are almost done. We about to wrap it up, but we have one last special guest for you all, and they should be coming in shortly. But while we're waiting for them to come in, we're just we hope that there we go. Hey,
Hi,
Hi. Hello, gorgeous. Hey, ladies.
beautiful.
You look amazing, and I love the hair. Oh, show the hair, the jewels, the beads in the hair. I love it. I
Yes. You know
love
you want to get
it.
locks.
Little slay. Little situation. Thank you. Yeah, I need to call Lorenzo. Look, I was with y'all like, yep.
Hello,
Let's
get
get this
that
together.
workout in.
Mhm.
We're gonna make it a group effort. We are gonna go as a group, y'all, and get that workout in. So,
Look, day and time.
well, Asia, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Tell us about your business.
Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Asia Douglas. I am the owner and sole worker of Salon Tangled Roots in Lanham, Maryland.
Yes, okay. Tangle Roots. And how did you start? Just give us some background on how you started your business.
I got into the business. I've always been into hair care. Just naturally, my family, we're African American. We have hair, and at some point, you got to do it. And my mom, she at some point said she didn't want to do me and my sister's hair. We were also Muslim. And we wore scarves, so a lot of the times our hair was covered. So it was good practice time, and you didn't have to show it. So that was an easy kind of start into how to care for the hair. And then I started watching my family and seeing them and how they were working, and it made me curious and wanted to do it. But it just was a easy source of revenue. At the time, I would skip school for hair. I would do hair before and after school. People would pay me for 2-strand twists. Like, okay,
Right.
I just didn't really think of it as a job. But yeah, so it's just been a consistent in my life. And at some point, it became my full-time occupation.
Okay, you've been rocking and rolling ever since, girl. Ever since. So just give us a breakdown of some of the services that you provide.
Okay, I do flat twists, cornrows, 2-strand twists, primarily natural hair and natural hair care. I do some hair additions like crochet braids, as well as starter locks, consultations for hair care. Oh yeah, there's some of my products there. Thank you. That's the hydrating finishing mist. I've also been making my own products. That's my suite. That's where you would come to get serviced.
Beautiful.
And this hair care line is all homemade, handmade, personally by me. And also the ingredients and everything is geared towards natural hair care, to health, to moisture and hydration for natural hair care.
Okay. All right. Well, I got some natural hair, and I'm gonna go see you.
Look, come through. I got you.
Yes, yes. So what with the experience that you've had with your family and everything, what made you want to become an entrepreneur?
I watching my family, one was a good base. It just kind of helped me get that foundation for what does this look like. They're able to sustain doing this, so that kind of clued me into the business, but also life. Sometimes you're headed in one direction and you end up getting a little derailed. So I was full-time focused on music performance, concentration in cello, classical music. And I've been doing that for 19 years and went to college for it. I ended up getting into a bad relationship and I could not focus on school, and I ended up dropping out. Just decisions, time, all of these things kind of added up. And at some point, I wanted to rely on what I knew, and that was hair. It was available to me, it was accessible. My family was already owning salons and things, and so it was just the easy start for me to get into and get involved.
Absolutely, because you've been, in this business for a while and have been successful for a while. So what do you feel like, has created or has contributed to the success for so many years in this business?
I'd say good customer service. Like I can't speak to that enough. People just appreciate that you're friendly, that you're willing to talk to them, that you check in, that you are attentive. You know, I noticed this from the last time, you know, actually saying that. I've heard so many stories where people will hide that they burnt some hair or cut it. And it's not even that I'm burning hair or cutting it, but if I see something that's concerning to me, like a bald spot or something that seems to be of a concern, I'll address it and say something. Hey, did you notice that? And people appreciate that because they can't see in the back of their head, but I can because I'm styling your hair. So that's how that helps. And just having quality time. Timing is really important. Being gentle with someone and their time. I can't speak for more than that. I've heard of so many people leaving salons because timing was so bad, or you know, they were so late, or they were just taking too long on the hair. You know, people,
Yes.
you all have a limit. We all have a limit. So to each his own. But to me, I would say success would be please clientele, repeat clientele, people who are sharing the word, and you also get referrals from that. You know, it just grows and continues to continue the business to thrive and grow.
Yeah, because what we've been seeing and noticing, you know, as everyone has been sharing their experience with us, is that having that professional relationship and word of mouth is important to your success a lot of times. So, you know, with you, you know, providing quality customer service, you've been able to expand and grow your business and have repeat clients and new clients, you know, just yes, it is, especially in that industry, it is very important to respect people's time, not only respecting your time, but also respecting the client's time. And so you've been able to master that, which, you know, I feel like makes your business extremely, you know, unique and valued. So thank you for that.
I know I won't let anybody touch my hair if I don't like them.
Yeah, right. It's about energy. If you're rude, if you're, you know, just anything off-putting, it could just be a
Yeah.
sneer or a look, you know, but people will not want to come back and be in that, you know. So it's really important. Even if you do an amazing job, at some point they're going to be like, I don't like her attitude. She's always late, or whatever the case may be. So if you could hit all the points, which are really simple, it's nothing, you know, be on time, communicate, you know, these things are pretty small, but they can mean big things when it comes to a long-term relationship, because that's what you're building with a customer. And customers can make or break you. I mean, nowadays everyone goes to the internet. So if someone's saying all these bad things about their experience with you, you know, that's going to grow, and you don't want that to grow. So just making sure that you're doing everything you can mentally, leave whatever it is at the door, come into work. You know, I did my job and they're pleased, I'm pleased, and we keep going.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because what are some of, you know, you did your job, and but what are some of the things that you know you love most about your job, and what keeps you motivated to, you know, continue to do these girls' heads, girl?
I'd say, I mean, there's several layers to it because you kind of build a relationship with your whoever you're styling, whoever I'm styling, or say you're going to get your nails done or your hair done. You know, you're going to talk to, or maybe you won't, but it just depends on the person and what experience you want. But I look forward to catching up with people. A lot of my clients are long-term year for years, and I just like to check in with them. And maybe this once a month thing is just a good thing for them and me, you know, just to keep abreast, because you kind of build a rapport in some respects, but also to see them grow mentally and physically. Physically in the sense of the hair regrowth getting longer or thicker or healthy, whatever the hair goal here is, and then also the mental of it, that they're able to feel comfortable, feel confident in themselves, strength and acceptance of self. That's really important. And when you can accept, then you can then enjoy, and know what realm or box you're within. So it's nice to be able to see them kind of grab this concept like, oh, I do have this, and thus I can't or can do this. And it's great to see that shift, from, well, I want to, this is what I have, and that's okay, but this is what I know will look good on me, and at some point it just comes naturally over time, but it's a time taking thing. It's an education thing. It's a trial and error. You don't know what you like until you try it, basically. And that comes with things as well. But yeah, so I would say, yeah, I think like I had notes. I'm trying not to read from them. But yeah.
Well, you play a vital role in that. You play a vital role in, how people see themselves, because again, as men and women, especially in our community, our hair is our crown. So we, whether or not we are having different issues with it or whatever, we put a lot of trust in our stylists. So, because they're going to see us at pretty much one of our most vulnerable points. It's, a lot of times. So, by you being, as personable and as professional and as, just overall good person, because I can vouch for that. It's really shows, and it shows in your business. It shows in the people who, continue to support you. So that is wonderful, girl. That is wonderful. So, another question that we have is, how do you feel like your business particularly is relevant to the Black community?
Well, as a natural hairstylist, natural can refer to a plethora of things, and natural is definitely what grows out of your scalp, untreated, chemical, heat or whatever, right? And that can be any race, but specific to the African American community, as a natural hairstylist, I think that term also means like African American hair, typically the drier hair types, which is what I cater to. I do all hair types in general, but 99% of my clientele naturally, I think from the area. That's what Lorenzo was saying. We are in, what is this, Chocolate City, so to speak, which is great. Just being in this area and having 99% of my clientele being African American, and us having so many different curl patterns, moisture levels. There's so much information. It's an overabundance of information, and it can be overwhelming. And without someone like me to help kind of assist or navigate those lanes, it can be daunting, overwhelming, and frustrating. And I'm here to assist in those cases. And just in styling, and the styling hair in the community is used as a way to uplift, to relax, to rejuvenate, and it creates a more productive and happier, confident person of the community. So all of those things, it's just a layer and a pattern, and it starts off your day. You wake up and your hair is done and it feels good, and you don't have to, something you don't have to worry about. It's less of a stress. And so with all of that in mind, towards the African American community, I'm very driven and direction focused.
Wonderful, wonderful. Because I know you've been doing natural hair for a while. Have you seen just, because I feel like there has been, have you seen a huge shift from, women going more and embracing more of their natural hair and their natural beauty?
Yeah, for sure. There's been this natural hair care movement, so to speak. There's even laws around hair care, natural hair, acceptance of, which I think it's kind of silly in some aspects, because hair shouldn't be a concern at work, especially if it's well kept, period.
Mhm.
But when it comes to us as a culture, there's just levels there as well. But yeah, there's definitely a major growth in the hair care community. I think a lot of us are waking up to the fact that we can wear our own hair comfortably, in a very beautiful manner, and receive compliments and still be professional and still look, attractive and all of these things in self, and not have to adhere to a box or a certain look or the pixie cut or the relaxer, which is a style. It's all personal preference, but yeah, there's definitely a big growth. And also I think in the hair care industry, because we are number one supporters, providers of the beauty salon, beauty
Yeah.
products, and we are the buyers. And so, as being a major stakeholder in, right, because money is power, and
Yes.
we're giving them all this money. And so they see that, oh, these people want this product. And so they cater all of these products, so to speak, cater these products to us, or they look like they're African American brands, or they cater, there's a
Mhm.
bush on the product now, or it now has shea butter. And those are all great things. But like I said, there's a lot of it. And now you have to be able to decipher what's good for you, what's not good for you, what's healthy, and what's going to benefit your hairstyle. So it's great. It's good stuff. It's good to know that there's a plethora of information, but it can be a little overwhelming without the right knowledge.
Definitely. I mean, I know I walk down the aisle, and nowadays there are just rows and rows of product, and I have my head, and I don't know what to put.
No, really. And that it's funny because I'll go to the beauty supply. I'm there often. And I see people and they're like asking the usually Asian assistants for assistance, and they have a bush or African American hair, very dry. And they said, hey, what can I moisturize my hair with? And they're like, I think this, which is not really much. I mean, a lot of it's trial and error. It might work, it might not. There's that. But it would be helpful to have someone to be able to direct you. And YouTube is a good source, but there is a lot, and there are some things that I don't agree with there. I mean, that's
Yeah. What
I've
a
seen
good
people burn their hair off on YouTube. I think I want to avoid that.
Right.
exactly. I've seen some horrible things on YouTube. So it's not a catch-all. Well, it is a catch-all. So that means it's good and bad. So you really have to take time to decipher what's right for you. And sometimes that's trial and error. And hopefully your trials aren't a whole shave off and rework.
Right. Well, the good thing is that your clients can go to you and you provide natural products for them to use. So, they can go and get their hairstyle, style, but also get educated on what they need to use for their hair in order to, maintain health or get it to the health level that they're trying to achieve. So that's always, a bonus to have a stylist that cares, but also can provide.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, for sure. I can't speak higher than my clients are just a pleasure to be around, and they just make my day. They're comical, they're funny, they're so I really enjoy the communication aspect of my job. And sometimes it's quiet, but you just ride the wave, and it's been fun.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, tell the people how they can get in contact with you, because I'm sure they are interested to get in that seat and get their hair done.
Okay, so I am on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram and Facebook names are Tangled Roots Studio, all one word, like my name right here, Tangled Roots with an S Studio, all one word. So that's Facebook and Instagram. They can also book or look at my services and pricing on vagaro.com/tangled roots. If they go there, you'll be able to see my booking, my address, my contact information, and we can go from there.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Is there anything before we wrap up that you would like to tell the people or share with the people?
Self-love is the best love.
Nice.
And acceptance is really important when it comes to hair, but also it's a journey and to be prepared for that. Anyone that's thinking about this profession as a lifelong journey, it is a journey. It does take some education and some time and expertise, but as long as you're willing to put in the groundwork, you'll be good. It's been a great ride. I can't complain. And it seems to be doing better every day. So it's a blessing. Thank God. And my aunts and my family and those that have helped train me to get here. Yeah, it's been a blessing.
Well, thank you so much, Adrian. We wish you nothing but success, and it was a pleasure to have you. So if you guys are interested, again, her information is beside her name as well. So
Tangled Root Studio.
Tangled Root Studio. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We'll catch you next time, Asia.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Another amazing entrepreneur, just bringing education, light, and just positivity to the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. She is well versed and well at, and multi-talented. So definitely check her out, you guys, if you are interested in getting your hair done and getting educated and getting done up, because I loved her hair. Did you see the beads? They were just
yes.
I love
She
it.
was giving me like regal.
Yes, I loved it. I loved it. Well, we have had a great show tonight. Like I enjoyed every single guest that we had. So yes, so we got if you need some photographers, some graphic designers, if you need your hair done, if you need to get fit, we have provided a plethora of different, entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs that if you need to get motivated, we cannot forget Miss Mariah. So if you need some motivation, because I feel like I just can go and conquer the world after this show. So
I'm ready to go look good, feel good, and be good.
Hello. There you go. There you go. So again, you all, we thank you all for tuning in, and please look out for more interviews to come. If you all guys are also interested, you can reach us at sourceradio.com. There is also a link for SBE Network. Definitely check out the shopblackenterprise.com network, which will provide information on how you as an entrepreneur can sign up to be on our next shows to, broadcast and show the world your businesses and your products and services that you provide.
Yes, wonderful. Well, all right, y'all. Until we catch you next time, make sure you're shopping Black. And if you are, being Black.
All right, take care, everyone, and have a good night.
Good night, y'all.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
I believe you're still live, Mel.
Yeah, good. Stay here. You did a great job, both of you. Phenomenal job. You know what I did? I'm such an idiot. I forgot to hit go live. So the first
You're still live.
So the first 45 minutes weren't recorded on YouTube.
You're still live.
No, I closed and broadcast. It should be over. That's weird.